information about the tragic death of a Canadian soldier in Iraq.
For Stephen Harper, it was the perfect set, with two jet fighters and a big Canadian flag behind him. The Prime Minister stood before a crowd of men and women in uniform and told them Canada was grateful for their fight against the militant Islamic group ISIS.
The goal of ISIS is not merely to hold that territory. It is to use that territory to launch a global jihad.
Canada's mission in Iraq has already cost one Canadian soldier his life. Sergeant Andrew Bladon died in March, accidentally killed by Kurdish fighters he was in Iraq to train. Canada's top soldier, who was traveling with Harper, shed some new light on the incident. General Tom Lawson, the chief of the defense staff, has seen the results of 3 investigations into Bladon's death and says their findings don't fault the Canadians.
In fact, the steps taken by the Canadian troops were perfect.
Lawson says fatigue on the part of the Kurds was a factor in what happened that night. Tom Perry, CBC News, Eindhoven, the Netherlands.
The Italian Coast Guard says nearly 6,000 migrants trying to reach Europe have been rescued from the Mediterranean Sea since Saturday morning. A Coast Guard spokesperson says 17 separate rescue missions are currently taking place in what's thought to be the biggest operation of its kind this year. Melissa Fleming, spokesperson for the UN Refugee Agency, welcomes the expansion of rescue efforts.
We've absolutely seen an increase in numbers of rescue boats by governments and also by private initiatives, merchant vessels. This is the season when people take to the seas. They were doing it even in much more dangerous conditions over the winter. But now there are many more, and many more people who are ready to leave a very uncomfortable and dangerous environment in Libya.
Last month, the European Union agreed to boost search and rescue operations following the deaths of more than 800 people from a single vessel. Now to Israel. Police on horseback charged hundreds of ethnic Ethiopian citizens in central Tel Aviv today as an anti-racism protest descended into one of the most violent demonstrations in Israel's commercial capital in years. The protesters, Israeli Jews of Ethiopian origin, were demonstrating against what they say is police racism and brutality. The protests were triggered by a video clip that showed policemen shoving and punching a black soldier. About 40 people have been injured, including police. Thousands of National Guard troops have started to withdraw from Baltimore, where days of violent protests followed the death of a young black man in police custody. 6 police officers have been charged in connection with the death of 25-year-old Freddie Gray. The city's mayor, Stephanie Rawlings-Blake, says that she's also ending a curfew imposed on Tuesday because she believes sufficient calm has returned to the city.
Right now, I'm very confident. What we saw over the past few days is not just the resiliency of our city, but also our communities coming together. We want to heal our city. We know we have challenges in Baltimore. We know that there's work to be done. But what you saw in these last few days with the peaceful demonstrations and people coming together to celebrate Baltimore is that we will get better, that we will get through this, and we'll do it as one Baltimore.
Demonstrations have been largely peaceful since the officers were arrested. October 19th has been tabbed by Elections Canada as the date for 3 federal by-elections in Ontario. But that's also the same day as the expected federal vote across Canada. A statement by Elections Canada said it issued 3 writs for October 19th by-elections in the ridings of Ottawa, West Nepean, Peterborough, and Sudbury. It's not clear what the implications of those votes will be for the broader federal election expected the same day. That is CBC News.